Hi everyone, my name is Anurag Parihar and you're watching me on RostrumLegal. As you all know, CLAT PG result was declared on 24 June. And so here we are with our series of Toppers Talk videos where we'll be talking with some of the top rankers of CLAT PG. In this episode of Toppers Talk, I will be talking to Samriddhi Mishra. Samriddhi scored 94 marks in CLAT PG 2022 and she secured All India Rank 1. So, hi Samriddhi, welcome to Rostrum Legal.
Hi Anurag, thank you so much.
And I think there could be no better guest for a Toppers Talk video than someone who has scored AIR1. So, thank you so much for taking your time and joining this interview.
Thanks for calling me here.
Yeah.
I'm very thankful for calling me here.
Fine. So, before starting to talk about your CLAT PG preparation journey, I will just, want you to share like a bit about yourself and specifically like how was your law school life and what motivated you to study law.
So I am from Lucknow, and actually my family is from Basti district of Uttar Pradesh, and now I live in Lucknow along with my parents. And I here my father, he is a first generation lawyer, so he's the person who gave me the first impression of legal profession, and that's why I thought of it that I can do this. So apart from my father, my mother is a teacher, and my brother who's an
Great.
engineer by profession. And I have been living in Lucknow, and I have done all my schooling here only. And I was a student at Kendriya Vidyalaya. It is a school you might be aware of. So I did my schooling from there, and thereafter I tried my luck at CLAT UG in the year 2016, and I gave the exam and I scored around 67 marks or so and 4,000 rank, which was not good for getting a good NLU. And thereafter, my father told me that you can go to Lucknow University, which is also his alma mater, and he told me that this can be a good option. You can study at home and uh, complete your education here and then venture into other things. And so I did my LLB from Lucknow University. And after completing it in 2020, I did my post graduation from Banaras Hindu University. So that's had been my journey so far.
Great. So now moving towards like the first important question when we saw the CLAT PG paper. So a lot of people thought that it's like very lengthy and it is tough. Some people found it easy. So what was your reaction when you first saw the paper when you were in the examination hall?
See, the pattern of CLAT PG has changed from the year 2020, and it has been a significant change. So the pattern of CLAT PG is evolving every year. So I was expecting that there would be some changes, and it would be something different from it. So I had given the CLAT PG 2021 as well, so I was aware of it. And the paper this year was certainly lengthier than the previous ones, and the questions were more based on, like, in the previous 2 years there was too much emphasis upon judgments, but this year only there were 5 or 6 passages which were based upon judgments. All others were upon theory, and then there were questions which of which answers you can get from the comprehension from the passage itself. So I would think that it was a moderate paper, but yes, it was lengthier than the previous year was.
Fine. I think
Yeah.
it just came as a surprise because of this change in pattern. So those who
Yes,
were
yes.
prepared for them, it was kind of moderate or easy, and then those like who were preparing in the wrong direction, maybe it was a difficult thing for them. So how was like if we talk about preparation, so how was your preparation journey? When did you started your preparation? And like can you tell us some books or like how did you go about actually what strategy did you follow while preparing?
Surely. So, as I told you, I had given the CLAT 2021 last year, and I got rank 138 and EWS rank 7. So for that I could study only for 1 month or so. So I knew that it is something which I can try better and get a better rank. So this year, the previous year I had read around 20 or 23 judgments, and after this, which was a good score for like less preparation, I think. So this year I was a bit mentally ready that I have to give it this exam. So I am studying for different government law exams currently as well.
Okay.
So when the notification of CLAT PG came, I thought that I should like secure 1 or 2 hours of my day for CLAT PG, because I am good at the basics of law. What I need to do more is I should focus upon judgments, which is because the pattern of CLAT PG is a bit different from any other law exam. So I just fixed for the last previous 3 months. I was given 2 hours every day for reading judgments and analyzing them every day. So that was the beginning. And when the exam date was announced, and I had around 45 days left, then I thought that I should revise everything. So I revised the basics of the subjects. And if I can detail upon the subjects, so you know that weightage of constitutional law is much more than any other subject. So I gave a special emphasis upon it. There are some few topics like fundamental rights and the interplay between fundamental rights and the DPSPs, and there are topics like amendments. So these are topics on which we have a series of precedents, like the all the development from Shankari Prasad to Keshwan Bharti. These are some portions which you can see are like seeds of precedent. So I especially focused upon these areas and read all the landmark judgments, not in very much detail, but as much as we read it in the general books of law books. And so I gave specially attention to this constitutional law. Apart from that, there are subjects which are based on any enactment, like Transfer of Property Act, Contract Act. You know? So what I did, I read the bare acts and only read the landmark judgments over it. And then there are some subjects which are very much connected with the things which are happening nowadays, like they are recent developments of law, like IPR, taxation. So for these subjects, I did not went into the details of subjects and reading all the barracks. I only focused upon the recent judgments which came upon the recent developments, recent legal debates that went around them. So this was my strategy for this. Yeah.
Fine. Talking about judgments, so lot of people, lot of CLAT aspirants, like, I think that's the first question. So once you see the CLAT paper, everyone gets a perception that it's all about recent judgments. Even the CLAT consortium website says that you have to be aware with recent developments, recent judgments and legislative developments. So how did you go about it? Like, if you're reading a judgment, even a landmark or a recent judgment, so how did you make sure that there's so many judgments and you study it right way and remember them? So what was, like your take on doing that?
Yes. Uh, when I have discussed about this paper with my friends and everyone, so what everybody thinks is that they have to read as many as judgments as you can. But I think reading 50 to 60 judgments is enough. You have to do selective study only, because one cannot be expected to read all the judgments of Supreme Court which came in a year. We so first of all, the first thing first is that everybody who is aspiring or who is going to give this exam must confine themselves. They do not have to study 200 judgments. They must select the judgments which they have to read. Landmark judgment, so far as concerned, I think you do not have to go into the actual judgment. You only have to pick up it from any case summaries or any book which will give you the few points which got settled by this judgment. So far as recent judgments are concerned, I think first of all confine yourself and then read them in a pattern. That what was the issue involved, and there's one more thing, that is bench, so which I ignored because I I knew that I could not memorize the bench of 50 judgments. So I completely ignored that. I just read them in the pattern, that what are the facts which became a national debate, and then a bit of introduction, and then what were the issues involved, what judgments were relied and analyzed by the bench in that judgment, was there any dissent in the case, and what was the final opinion. That's all you have to do. And so if even if a judgment is like 200 pages long. You do not have to read the entire 200-page document. You only have to begin from the end, and you max to max you have to read like 20 passages, and you will be analyzing the entire judgment through it. So that was my strategy while reading any judgment.
Great, great. Now, coming back to, motivation about it. And since you said, you took the CLAT exam last year as well, you got AIR 138, which was again very good rank if you are looking to go into a NLU, but your target was cracking into, pre-PSU jobs. So from there till, again studying for CLAT PG, and so a lot of people couldn't find the right motivation, and even the exam was also postponed for a month or so. So how did you made sure that your focus is on the right track, and what where did you find your motivation to study throughout 1 year, or like around 14 months of this preparation journey?
Uh, See, while you're preparing for CLAT PG or any other exam or any other venture, one thing is very, very like clear, and one must understand that not all days will be same. And you will be studying on some days, you will not be able to study a letter on some days. What is required is you must be attached with your goal. Like, you have to do this. You have to think about it every day. And like, when exams are postponed, you should not be like completely avoiding your studies. And what what made me like remain consistent, that I had faced many failures before it, and I was like thinking that if I do not did this, then I would be nothing. I would never be able to cope up from what I'm going through. So
Yeah.
sometimes failures also motivate you. Your bad
Yeah.
experiences motivate you. So this was moving force, and apart from that, I had the support of my family, especially my elder brother. So he keeps motivating me all the time. I'm very grateful to him. I'm very grateful to my family for all the support. But at the same time, one must understand that you are your own force, and whatever you can do is that you have the best solutions to your problem. Nobody can tell you how you should go about it. So just believe in yourself and keep working with whatever resources you are, whatever time you have, and you will be there whatever you want. Yeah, that's all.
So, that's like glad to know that how you coped up with everything. So now the final question of the video. What if somebody was preparing for the CLAT 2023 exam, which is just like 5 months away? They come to you asking, ma'am, Samriddhi, ma'am, how what should I do now? So like, what will be your advice to them, that how should they go about the? I know that this whole video which we have recorded so far is again they can watch the full video and they can understand how what your journey was. But if like, if you want to be very specific towards like next 5 months, how you should go about it, so what should be your advice on that?
Uh, First thing that they should understand the syllabus of the subject of the
Okay.
exam, and thereafter they must understand the pattern of the questions. For that purpose, they should refer to the three previous year questions, 2020, 2022. Those are like the Gita for
Yeah,
somebody
yeah,
aspiring for this exam.
yeah.
So they would understand the standard of the questions, they would understand the pattern of questions after that, and then they must revise all the bare acts, and let's be very selective in your studies, not go into very much detail because you have a limited time. And at the same time, you should give equal importance to the judgments, because they form very much important part of this exam. And confine yourself. Do not go over this. Confine yourself what you have to study, and be consistent, and you will do that whatever you want.
Fine, thank you so much. So again, thank you so much for the advice, Samriddhi. Me and my team at Rostrum Legal wish you all the best for all your future endeavors. And again, thank you so much for taking out the time for doing this interview with us on such a short notice.
Thanks a lot for calling me here, and I'm very thankful to the team of Rostrum for this.
Great. So again, those who are watching this video, if you would have liked it, make sure you hit on the like button and make sure you share this with your friends. and do subscribe the Rostrum Legal channel on YouTube. And thank you so much for watching.